recovering from his torn ACL, but so far the process looks good, according to a video posted by Des Bryant. Des posted a video of OBJ running sprints to Twitter, saying that the Browns receiver is, quote, looking real scary. This will be his best year yet. Shannon, if he's healthy, is OBJ still elite in your eyes?
Yeah, I've been in contact with
great.
Odell over the last couple of months.
Okay.
And the one thing he said, just make sure you put out there, I'm gonna be healthy. He said the last 4 years I haven't been healthy. You know, I broke my ankle, had a sports hernia, tore my ACL last year. You missed the last 4 games, if I'm not mistaken, of his last year in New York, Skip, with a quad injury. So if he's healthy, I know Skip, he's still only 28 years of age. That's what people fail to realize. He got up to that blockbuster start. His first 4 years was as good as any receiver in the NFL as far as catches, yards, and touchdowns. And then he was besieged by injuries. But if he's healthy, there's no question in my mind, because he can run the route tree, he's tremendous yards after catch, and we all know he can catch the football as good as anybody ever has in the NFL. The question is, can he get back to a level of health? That's the thing, Skip. I mean, you look at an ACL, sports hernia, quad injury, broke his ankle. That's in succession, 17, 18, 19, 20. So as many years as he's been in the league healthy, he's had just that many years unhealthy. That's the only thing for now. He might have to go elsewhere because for whatever reason, health had a lot to do with it. He and Baker has not clicked like the Browns had hoped when they gave up a first-round draft pick to bring Odell to Cleveland. But there's no question in my mind that if Odell Beckham is healthy, he's still a top-flight receiver. The question is, can he get back to that, and can he and Baker get on the same page so he can show just what a complete receiver that he is?
Even bigger question, can he stay healthy? Because his history would tell you, unfortunately, no.
Getting healthy is one thing. Staying healthy is something entirely different.
What just happened with my guy, Leighton Vander Esch, the Wolf Hunter? Well, what do you always tell me? Well, he just can't stay healthy.
Can't stay healthy.
So they declined his 5th-year option, which means he'll play in Dallas next year, but he's playing for another contract.
And plus, you got Michael Parsons, so no one's surprised by that.
Okay. It's all about staying healthy.
Correct.
Especially if you start to have an injury history.
Correct.
Okay. So I appreciate the fact that you talked to Odell. I like Odell personally. I think he has a good heart. There's still a part of him that I hope can grow up and understand what matters in this game, because you did. Leadership matters. Some sacrifice matters.
A lot of sacrifice matters at that position.
A whole lot of sacrifice, where Odell wanted to be an NBA star, and you just can't be an NBA star in the NFL. It doesn't work at that position.
It takes too many parts to make it successful.
It's dependent upon 1,000 things that happen at the snap of the ball. It's the coverage, it's the play call, it's 1,000 things that go into it. It's little movements. You might get it, you might not get it, and you have to be happy that you're winning if you're not getting enough of the targets. So here's all I know about Odell. Against my Dallas Cowboys in New York on a Sunday, or New Jersey, obviously, on a Sunday night, he made the greatest catch in the history of catches. I'll still say it's the greatest catch ever.
It was unbelievable.
On Brandon Used Car, your favorite cornerback, right? And I immediately tweeted, that's the greatest catch ever. There's even a flag thrown on the play, okay? And that put rookie Odell Beckham Jr. on the national map. It might have put him on the international map, right? And that seemed to be the peak of his career. If you look back, you say, well, then what happened? Well, he had a lot of little minor incidents, like immaturity incidents, fights on the field, tantrums off the field, on the sideline. And the bottom line is that in games he's played during the regular season, his teams are 36 and 46. So he hasn't consistently been able to be a part of winning at any stage. He did make it to one playoff game, and we all know what happened before that playoff game. They ended up in Washington, and he invited two or three of the other receivers on the Giants to accompany him down to Miami for a day off and on South Beach, or I guess they were in Biscayne Bay on a yacht. Who was it? Was it Trey Songz or something? I forget. But the point was, it was not a good look. It got posted on social. And that was to get ready for a playoff game on the frozen tundra at Lambeau Field. And right away in that game, it's Eli versus your man, Aaron Rodgers. Big early third down. It's just a big early drop by Odell. And it hit him right in the hands, and he just dropped it. And that's no good. And here's the one in the end zone a little later where that's a touchdown, and he dropped it.
You got to make it.
You just got to make those plays. You can go to South Beach to get ready for a game on the frozen tundra if you play.
Yep.
You know, you got to make the plays, and he didn't make those two plays, and it looked bad.
Yep.
And then he blew up after the game and swung his helmet and knocked a hole in the wall of the walkway going to the locker room, the hallway. Okay, great. So that's your one playoff game. You got 11 targets in that game. You caught 4 balls for 28 yards, and your team lost 38-13. And I thought the Giants had a chance in that game.
Yeah, early on.
Yeah.
Early on, Eli was hot.
He was hot.
And Odell dropped a few passes, and I think that's all a part of growing up and learning from your mistakes and how to deal with it. And look, you're going to have doubters, you're going to have naysayers, you're going to have people that don't believe in you. You just have to believe in you and just stay the course. And I think Odell understands that now, that it is taking some time. Sometimes it takes, it takes some people longer to mature than others. It takes some people longer to figure it out. It's like, okay, it can't be my way.
Okay. So what did we see last year? Week 7 at Cincinnati. Unfortunately, he got hurt. But fortunately for the Browns, they took off right after that. Was it coincidence or not? I think Baker was force-feeding the ball to Odell because he idolizes Odell off the field. He thinks he's a superstar and loves to associate with him and hang with him. And in forcing him the ball, it just messed everything up for the Browns.
Skip, I think the thing is, for me, is that I don't think they're as close off the field as you do. I think the thing is because Odell is one of the few receivers that can overshadow a quarterback. There are very few receivers that's ever been able to do that. He's one of them. And he came in with the cachet. He has the big Twitter followers. He gets the most money, endorsement money from Nike. So he's a very unique individual, and he's one of the few that has a bigger name recognition than the quarterback.
Okay.
So for me, I'm not so sure. Maybe they butt head on that. I don't know what it is, but for whatever reasons, Baker and Odell hasn't been able to connect like Cleveland thought they would, or even I thought they would, because we all thought, well, man, if Odell had a better quarterback, and I guess, Odell's probably thinking, Eli wasn't that bad after all. At least he would give me opportunities.
I would agree. So what happened to Baker after week 7? He took off and the team took off. They go 8-2 over the next 10, and Baker's 19 touchdowns to 2 interceptions. And it appeared that it clarified for him.
Chubb and Kareem Hunt took off.
Well, I give you that. But so did Baker, because they won a playoff game against their arch rival at Pittsburgh, and it was, 48-37. Baker's QBR in that game was 93 on a scale of 0 to 100.
It was 28-0 in the first 2 minutes of the game.
He lit them up. He did not play that well at Kansas City, but nobody played
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
Other than Tom Brady.
My homeboy got injured. They had a chance to take the lead. Baker got the ball back. And what did he do? 3 and out.
Okay.
Now, hey, that's when the rubber needs to meet the road. If you are what you say that you are, if you are what many like Skip Bayless believe you are, you got to win that game. No, my homeboy, you got them really. You're just going down and got a touchdown. You got them 3 and out. They punt the ball back to you. Okay, now you got to come up big. Show me what you got, Baker.
I saw it at Pittsburgh. I saw it all. 93.
Skip.
And he had his moments at Kansas City, but no, he did not come up big in the biggest moment. But it's hard to win there in the cold at Arrowhead.
Well, I don't know about all that because I did it. I don't know how hard it is.
Yeah, but it's hard to beat Henny given Sunday because he was hot.
Yeah,
he made the plays.
Skip, you had the ball. Down 5. You got the ball. Baker Mayfield had the ball. You got to come through.
So you're saying he needed Odell in that moment?
I'm saying Odell, he needed something. No, he needed to do that. He had Jarvis. He got Higgins. He got a lot of receivers.
Yeah.
Okay, come on with it. Austin Hooper, come on with it.
Cleveland is the most loaded team in that division on paper. I think even you agree with that. They had a great draft. They had a great free agency. What's not to love?
Loaded gun is not harmful.
Okay, but remember, they say that Odell's coming back. They say he's going to be a Cleveland Brown.
That's what they say.
Okay.
But that's what look. He might have to go back there 1 year. I want Odell to go somewhere where they understand what they have in Odell. I'm not so sure Cleveland understands what they have in Odell because that's still a run-first based offense. That's the same. That's why Stephon Diggs wanted to get up out of Minnesota. He says, I can't show you what I got in a run-first offense. He goes to